We are back. We are back. We are back. Once again, welcome to the Will Is podcast. How y'all doing? Yeah. What's happening? This is the adult lessons. Some of y'all don't even understand what the word adolescence means. Adolescence. Yeah, that's when you about 11, 12 years old, 13, all of the prelims. What are the prelims? You know how they build sports and games. Sports and games is built on how we fall out, how your scores. Do you understand you're monitored throughout all of life? That's how they know if you're a felon. You know, that's how they know. You ever heard of? It's a book. I'm gonna show it to you, but I know at this point this book is about. It's a lot of years old, but it's written by Michelle Alexander. I'm trying to see if it's on my shelf tonight, but let me see. It's on the shelf outside. Uh, I'm not going to get it because I don't want to take too much of your time. But I'm trying to see if I got it in here. Yeah, it's on my bookshelf. It's on one of my bookshelves. It's a popular book written by Michelle Alexander, somewhere between 2010 and 2012. But she's not the only person that written those books about the the education. They call it the school to prison, or the prison to reform, whatever the pipeline, or how they was, leveraging the 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 unforeseen system of slavery that we still have in place today in America. The school to prison pipeline is what they call it. School to prison pipeline. So, it's a lot of people was victim to that, and it's a lot of talents. I know fellas that I went to high school with. I won't call their names out of respect, and due to the fact that I don't know how they're living their lives today, but I hope as well. But it's a lot of Central Park Five stories uh, of um, uh, 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 I wouldn't say it's a madness. The madness. It's an unadulterated account of that story about the Central Park Five, and that exists with males and females in this country. See, a lot of young males and females, and I will say, especially in the Latinx, or yeah, especially the Latinx community. I wouldn't say the complete Latino community because they have a very harsh, brutal system of systematic racism and white supremacy as well. It's very brutal what happens in the Middle America, the Costa Rican countries, the Mesoamerican countries, Colombia, the Belize, and countries that they have such an autocratic mindset, which is why they run to America, and they don't even understand how they voting with that same mind construct where they come from. That's why it's frustrating to Americans, or American people that really do understand how we have. It's taken us a long time to get where we have gotten, and to take so many steps backwards is very disheartening, especially for Americans that really do understand the purpose and the duty of a country. It's not to compete; it's to be the best you that you can be so that when your country calls on you, you can answer them adequately. That's what it's really about. That's what they don't really tell a lot of us. They don't. The times that I grew up in America, they say, hey, yo, your country call on you, you answer. But what if your country misleads you and the world abroad? Because that, ladies and gentlemen, has been taking place. And you know what the default answer is? We all do it. Every country do it. No, no, no. See, that's where we falter. We have never dealt with this country has catapulted itself above and beyond the rest of the globe from its infrastructure, meaning working class. How did it start? Enslave the people that are in place, lie to them, and act as if they're from some other place, and never tell them or never even attempt, as a matter of fact, agree with other nations across the globe so that they can experience the land of milk and honey. Yes, that's what America really has always been. See my copper complexion? You see how I'm an indigenous person telling you how you got here. I'm not speaking of malice. Because to be quite honest with you, the reason why I try to alleviate the racial connotation with a lot of what I discuss is simply because there is about, at this point in time, see, in the 80s and 90s, there was about let's go back a little further. Sorry. The 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, gilded, a lot of movies were made about a lot of quadroons drifting away from your natural origins, meaning your natural people. You know how many times I've seen on Ancestry and even on YouTube, and a lot of people they putting these videos out about, oh my God, I'm like 20% black, and I didn't know it. That's because your parents or your great grandparents escaped the the problems of being this complexion. You understand? So, do you understand terminology like brunette means color? Even in names. So, a lot of you Stewarts, James, Johns, anything MacArthur, and beyond. McKinney, uh, anything Mac in your swarthy or your this complexion, whether you're from South America, whether you're from the middle of America, Panama, anywhere, McAlpin. I've shown you. You want me to give you a refresher course? Give me a sec. I keep tools close to me so that we are congruent. Okay? Yeah, congruent. That's the right word. Prove my point. So let me see. Anybody that's a Stewart, a Rufus, a William, a Edward, a James, a Margaret, a Henry, a Anne, Cleves, a Scott, Bohemia. I'm Bohemian too. Yeah. Let me see. An Edward, a Charlotte, a Victoria. Those names, the meaning from those names were described as skin tones. I can go back further in the book what I needed, but I just want, I hope I made my point clear. And if I have not, just look at my previous episodes on Right Here to Wheel This podcast. I hope you have subscribed to this channel. It's quite fiery. It is. It's very informative, and I hope I entertain you as much as I educate you. Y'all want some music? I want to feel good with some music. Some night, something I want to listen to. I don't know. Shit, maybe tonight I'll find something worth a damn to rap to you with. Let's do this. Something chill though. You know it's getting a little late. See what we got. Not that. That's cool. Yeah, because I'm trying to, listen. What we really want to do is understand why did I name this show Adult Lesson? Because I think the majority of the people on the planet are very immature. Why do we say this, family? Why do we say this, alumni? Why do we say this, my peoples? You know, my wonderful folks. They are. Simple as that. When you ever try to give your people an edge over other people, you've already failed. Let me explain. You've written failure into the equation. How the hell I do that, Danny D? Well, you gave them a standard that existed with someone else and not themselves. You understand? So sometimes when you want to set a standard, you never set a standard for yourself or other people by studying other people. Again, that's outside in, not inside out. What you should do is get to know you. Again, last night's show with AE, we was talking about how a lot of times in American law, and even we were discussing before that with the attributes of what people understand about how gifted some people are and how they affect the world naturally walking, and how others saw that as a supreme threat. How can I affect the world and be extraordinary walking? And they got these foolish statements in Congress a few years ago. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. Man, you should be able to multitask at any time if you can keep up with what's going on in time at all times. Keep up with what's going on in time at all times. That means the present. Whatever is carrying on still exists. That's why you got people that procrastinate. But what does procrastination actually do for you? It paralyzes you and causes you grief. Because that's something you should have learned in your adolescence. A lot of people don't want to admit that they were lacking in how they were raised. So they pretend. to know, and they study others because their insides are lacking. See, when you weren't taught properly, it shows up daily. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, damn, I didn't I could have did something about that. I could have did better. I could have changed that outcome. But that little bad characteristic that I have won't allow me to grow beyond that fallacy. Why is that? Maybe because I'm petty. Maybe because I'm, I can't help but to lash out because I don't feel that good about myself. So I have to lash out and talk bad about others and treat them less than because I want to feel so good about myself. I want and need and thrive for a superiority complex because I need it. It's what I was told. It's what my mother and father told me. I can never forget what my mother and father told me about me being supreme and superior. Or are you? Or is that just what you were told to subdue you in your bad fucking manners? Some of you are not as good as you think you are or want to be. The reason why you're not is because you think you're already there. What a conundrum. You're not. Because you're looking at this shit the wrong way. Again, let me explain. When you already at the top, how can you grow when you're already at the pinnacle? When you already reign fucking supreme? What is there any room for you to build or be a better, a bigger you? It should be at all times. The more we learn, the more we understand how much we don't know. See, learning is also a humbling process. You don't get to learn something from someone, intercept it, take from it, build from it, and never give reference to who you got the information from. I think that's disrespectful, unappreciative, wrong. You want leverage, you want clout, you want something that don't belong to you. The only way you can overcome those elements that you strive to have is don't pretend exist within the inner because it supersedes anything coming outer, including my voice, including anyone's voice or anyone's persuasion. What you do have, what you always had since birth, you. When you were born on this planet, You know damn well we weren't born equally. They say, what do you mean, Danny D? Well, some of us are more fortunate than others. Some of us have loving parents. Some of us were born adopted. Born adopted, meaning your parents didn't see fit or what have you. There was a detachment somehow, some way. But understand, that don't make you less than. I mean, both the parents I knew, grew up with biologically, and I've had step parents at times that still carved out a pivotal role in my life. But damn, how you say that, Danny D? That wasn't tragic? Yeah, it was tragic, but there was some triumphs. In life, at a young age, teach your kids how to chew up the meat and spit out the bones. You as an adult know how to transcend that to your child because it should be something that you practice too. A lot of people on this show, they say, I love it. And some people say, man, all you do is talk word salad every night. I'd be like, okay, well, thank you for participating and viewing in the show. I'm glad you don't understand. It's not for you. That's a very simple uh, sum of an equation. If you don't like something, just don't fucking listen to it. But if you like it and you just want to hate on it, you can do that too. That's fine. Give a fuck. You think you're gonna ruffle my feathers? Good fucking luck. Look, man, I know the message I put out is positive. And I know there are wicked bastards in the world too. I'm quite aware. I've lived long enough to understand that much. But what I do not get caught up in is people in their feelings. Feelings and feelings. They're all the same. People got opinions. They're assholes. Everybody got one. Who gives a fuck about your fucking opinion about anything? It's not productive. When I look at the motherfucker that make the comment, I'm like, but you don't even have a show. You have a comment. And yes, you can say whatever you want to say. I can do this. I can say this. I can just trash your show and just irritate you and just, who gives a fuck? Somebody gonna handle your ass. It won't even be me. Somebody gonna say, this stupid motherfucker over here just like to do shit. Oh yeah, that's how you're gonna appear. An attention hungry whore. Yeah, you worse than a. That's I can't follow through with that statement because it's only applicable to an insecure, weak-minded uh, person of bad character that wants attention just being by any means necessary. Some people just want attention by any means necessary. So therefore they would be a buffoon and they would be an unlearned character that has no interest in bettering themselves because they're totally fine with being fucked up. Who cares? Anyway, enough time spent on the low character classification of individuals, and we still fight for their rights for what? That's why this is really a upscale show, upscale way of thinking, uh, an upscale way of handling yourself in a real way. Because when you went through adolescence, your adult lessons, they were impactful to you. You you were able to build a foundation in your life to where you're not hand to mouth, to where you're not robbing Peter to pay Paul, to where you're not living in a fabrication of actual life at hand today. Things are serious, expensive. No more pretending, huh? See, when you have to be an adult, you have to have the skill sets to where the responsibilities. Simple as that. Y'all thought I was gonna say some more. It's simple as responsibilities and accountability. Some of y'all love to take losses. Cause that's just seem to be the reason why you can't come up in life. Well, how about you turn those losses into lessons? You know, kind of the thing that been, everybody been trying to teach you your whole life. Can you learn from this? Can you build? Can you start anew? Can you renew your mind? Can you renew your thoughts daily, consistently, with some discipline as well? Sometimes people want to struggle because it makes them comfortable. It's called coping. Coping with uncomfortable situations. That's a sad way to live when you can actually learn, apply, don't stop applying, and when the results start coming and flowing in, you'll be the reason why, and you will know why, because you had everything to do with your situation, because you did it from the inside out, not the outside in. It's easy to put the blame on anybody for any reason, for any situation, for any point in time. But the only reason you will continue to suffer is because you spent too much time pointing the finger and blaming everybody but the person you do every day, consistently. The most consistent is you. I need you to practice some better hygiene, like washing your face daily, 3 times a day, at least. Sometimes throw some cold water on your face just to and pat it dry. It gets the stress and the elements off. It gives you a boost up. Sometimes it may not be coffee. Sometimes it may not be that caffeine or that Coca-Cola or that, whatever you think gives you bereavement or refresher. Why don't you practice healthy refreshment? They work better. Deep breaths, midday meditation, okay? A nap, 15 minutes. Brain dump. Don't think about nothing. Practice on not thinking about nothing and flushing all your negative created realizations. What do you mean by that, Danny D? The things that you create in your mind, they're not real, but those are the scenarios that you build. Flush that cash out. You know who has the sense? Learn how to. Also, learn more about your computer systems and how to flush out the cache and flush out things. And computers are actually built on the basis of how a human brain and actions are. They're built out of a body. That computer is AI's been around a long time. Don't fear it. Master it. Infuse yourself with it because that's the best way to do one thing in all actuality. Seriously. Make your dreams come true because you want to, not out of fear. But don't take steps backward. Move your mind forward. So the things that you do here from the outer extremities, master yourself so that you're not in fear of how it affects you. Affect it as well. Remember, everything is an exchange. Up, down, down, up. Right, left, left, right. Yep. You can control time, yours. Always control your time. Always align yourself. It's a continuum. It's a real time. You live in real time, so why would you exist in the past and you a living entity in real time? Think about that. That's a real something that you might want to really think about. Again, I'm gonna say this now. If you're living in the past and you're existing in real time, you need to at least get to the present to have a vision for the future. Again, this is the Adult Lesson Show. The Wilp Adult Lesson Show. Can't leave the whip out, man. The Wilp Adult Lesson Show. Adolescence for adults. Let go of the past. Embrace your future. Stop being the child that you grew up as and start maturing into the adult that you want to be. Not the adult that someone told you you would become. It's your choice now. All of the old shit has expired. You're in control. You can renew. And again, be anew. Say it with me, guys. Say it with me. This is The Will Is Podcast. And remember, the will is yours all day and day. And remember, be anew.